Friday, quick message this morning. I will be voting PPC, absolutely guaranteed. Giving it a lot of thought about splitting the votes. But if I put my vote into the Conservative Party, I'm getting Trudeau anyway. They're all the same. Liberals, NDP, Conservative Party, all want the same thing. The end of the Canadian lifestyle. The PPC is trying to defend it. So, I'm voting PPC. I think you should too. Let's try to save Canada, the country we love.
So here we are in Nova Scotia. Got a couple of good volunteers, lots of volunteers around the Maritimes, Nova Scotia in particular, volunteering a lot of good time and effort for a good cause, for the PPC of Canada. The only party that stands for freedom, protecting your rights as Canadians, according to the Charter and the Bill of Rights. Vote for Michelle Lindsay and all other reps for PPC. Don't forget.
JT, what's up, bro? Aaron, what's up, my man? So did you check out the Liberal platform? How about that Paris Agreement? Totally, man. I love the Paris Agreement. Right on. And what do you think about the carbon tax? I know I said I wouldn't, but we're doing that carbon tax. And what do you think about restrictions on Canadian oil? Restrict that shit. And what do you think about mask mandates? Okay, here's a big one, Aaron. Vaccine passports. You mean like show me your papers? It's worked in the past. Lockdowns? As long as it's only for citizens and small businesses, I'm all for it. But we'll let the big corporations have their way. And I really hate people who disagree with me. I want to censor them and shut them up. We're basically the same person. Were we separated at birth?
That I can stand there with you, and that's the only thing I can promise you as your candidate with Brampton West. Win or lose, we are going to make a noise and we are going to stand against this. We're going to fight for our freedom. We are past, skin color, race, ethnicity, religion. We are one together as Canadians. So let's do this together.
A lot of people view this, we've seen people talk about splitting votes, and I want to address that, okay? Because what we have all the main parties, all invested in a narrative of fear and danger and terror. And that's Trudeau, O'Toole, Singh. They're all invested in that narrative that you need to be fearful of living. They're all invested in this narrative that only government can make decisions for you. And then we have one party, only one party, who is standing up for freedom, standing up to end the mandatory vaccines, to oppose the Vax Pass, and that's Maxime Bernier and the PPC party. Be involved, be engaged. Let's get freedom back. This is the battle for the future, for our children and our grandchildren. And just as our parents and our grandparents stood up and fought to ensure that we could have a free country, let's do the same for our children. Thank you very much.
this fight for freedom. And that's the reason I'm in. And if I didn't do this, my conscience would bother me till the rest of my days, for the rest of my days. So here we are. The whole fight is about freedom. And how do we get freedom? We do like Max said. We fight with words, philosophy, and what we believe. And everyone here I know believes in freedom, believes to be able to make decisions that are proper for themselves, believes in decisions for their children. How do you keep your children safe these days? You get your parental agency, you ensure to tell the government they have no business in your family's business, and you tell them, I'm not going to get my kids vaccinated, or I'm not going to make my kids do certain things because it's bad for them. That's what you do as parents. And better yet, that's what you do as free parents, free Canadian parents. Remember, if things go awry, we are going to suffer. But worse yet, it'll be our children. We cannot have that. Thanks for being out here, everyone. Go nuts! And go PPC! Jean-Jacques Degon! Thank you!
Under this government, we are witnessing the most sustained, unprecedented series of frontal attacks against our prosperity, our rights and freedoms in our lifetime. And it has all happened in less than 18 months. We went from 2 weeks to flatten the curve to a segregated society in the blink of an eye. It's time to choose something different. The People's Party has opposed authoritarian lockdown measures from the very beginning of the pandemic. We are the only party with a realistic approach and recognize that we must learn to live with this virus, not destroy our society and economy in a vain attempt to eliminate it. We are the only party that puts our rights and freedoms front and center. If the PPC did not exist, nobody would speak out against lockdowns and vaccine passport, mass immigration, online censorship, climate alarmism, carbon taxes, unfair equalization, debt and inflation, identity politics, globalism, and respect of our Constitution. Canada needs our voice. Our platform is based on clear and unchanging principles: individual freedom, personal responsibility, respect, and fairness. It puts Canadians first. The People's Party is doing politics differently. It is time to vote for your values. It is time to vote for the People's Party of Canada.
Thank you. We are the People's Party, and we put Canada first. The other leaders on this stage are globalists. They spend your money to buy a seat at the UN Security Council, and also they are giving your money to other countries to fight climate change in Asia and build roads in Africa. The UN is a dysfunctional organization, and we must be able to fight for our country. Actually, we are the only party that will have a foreign policies that is based on our security and prosperity for our country.
Shiloh Hall, everybody, from Ottawa South.
Hi, thank you so much. So I'm up here, but I'm really all of you. I'm representing all of us. And I'm a mom, and I just wanted to talk about what's going on with our kids right now. So I presented my school with a notice of liability because I phoned the school and I found out that they're having 2 vaccination clinics, and I don't think they were going to tell the parents because the counselor didn't even know. So it's important as a parent, and anybody that's a parent or a grandparent or an aunt or an uncle, you got to get out to your schools. You got to let them know it's not okay to take your voice away as a parent. You need to stand up for your kids. Our kids are our future, and they're the most important thing that we have. I'm sorry. So vote for freedom, vote for choice, PPC all the way, and thank you so much.
That in the long history of the world, only few generations have been granted the role of defending freedom in its maximum hour of danger. You are that generation. This is your role, and now is the time. We will defend our freedom against these guys.
Hello, my name is Olaf. I'm 12 years old. I like to play outside. I like swimming, climbing, downhill biking, snowboarding, and riding my dirt bike. I also like to watch movies, read books, play guitar, and bake. When I want to ride my dirt bike or an ATV on the road, I can't, because the government says I'm too young. When I want to buy a beer, I can't, because the government says I'm too young. And when school gives out cupcakes at school, my parents have signed permission slips saying I'm not allergic to any of the ingredients. But when they want to give me a vaccination, then they say I'm old enough to decide for myself, and my mom and dad don't even need to hear about it. The government says I have a free choice, as long as I say yes. When I say no, I can't get free ice cream. I will be punished. I can't play hockey or any other sports. I don't know what you would call that, but in the Hardy Boys books, which I like to read, that's called blackmail. And blackmail is illegal. The thing is, they never listened to us kids during the last year and a half. They never asked me how I felt about having to wear a mask. Or suddenly, when school was closed. When my first concert I was meant to play guitar was cancelled. They never asked me how I felt when I suddenly couldn't play with any of my friends anymore. I feel I'm old enough to take a decision about that. It's not healthy. Playing, hanging out, touching, talking is what we do all day long. Stopping us from doing all these things is not healthy. Don't let them make you think you have to say yes. You can say no. Whatever you decide is okay. Nobody should be punished for deciding what is good for themselves. I want to play and hug my friends and play sports and be happy and healthy no matter what my decision is.
Yeah!
Justin Trudeau won with 6 million votes in the last election. Can we win?
Yes!
Absolutely. Are we going to win? Absolutely. Our job is to make those 6.5 million people aware that the PPC is here and standing for their freedom. And let's just break that down into smaller, simple terms. Here in this riding, just like every riding across this country, you don't get to vote for Justin Trudeau. You don't get to vote for Aaron O'Toole or Jagmeet Singh. The names on the ballot will be Florian Boers. That's whose name will be on the ballot. And these other men and women will be on that ballot. But not Trudeau's or O'Toole's or Singh's. And we know this. In a four-way race, 30% of the vote wins the seat. 30%. 20,000 people. That's all it takes to win a riding in a four-way race. And I know that between 30 and 40% of Canadians are opposed to this medical tyranny and this 18 months of darkness that we've had. But it is an uphill battle. The battle we can win if we put our nose to the grindstone. We put in the effort. We can climb up that hill together. And we must climb up that hill together. Climb up that hill to where our freedom, our faith, our families, and our responsibilities are on the top of that hill. And we have to get there on September 20th. Be involved. Be engaged. Let's get freedom back. This is the battle for the future, for our children and our grandchildren. And just as our parents and our grandparents stood up and fought to ensure that we could have a free country, let's do the same for our children. Thank you very much.